So I think the big theoretical move happening here with socionics labeling extroverted sensation as force is the conflation of information processing with behavioral outputs that one would follow from the other. Which I don't hate on, because obviously if you're trying to build a model like this, one of the core motivations is being able to predict behavior. I mean, that's one of the primary appeals of any of these sort of 16 type models, I would think. Um, I mean, that's kind of why people like the idea of intertype relations. It's giving you a predictive framework for compatibility, essentially. But I digress. So with extroverted sensation, even if you wanted to say extroverted sensation as a mode of perception is focused on information concerning what we'll loosely call power dynamics, it doesn't necessarily follow from that such an individual, let's say someone leading with extroverted sensing in the leading position of their information metabolism, even if they're primarily taking in that sort of information, you could argue it doesn't necessarily follow that this would also manifest as in a behavioral outcome of them as an individual having this sort of volitional agency as a primary behavioral outcome of them processing this kind of information predominantly. But the alternative of this approach is not necessarily better, because if you make it only about information processing and not really about behavioral outcomes, then what are you left with? Then it's just like, oh, well, the extrovert sensation lead is just taking in the raw, concrete data and then just leaving it there. Socionics is taking a theoretical leap and saying, okay, they're taking in this information about competing objects in the space, and then there's a leap of they are then engaging in this competition between objects and asserting themselves as an object among these other objects trying to take up space. There's a behavioral outcome being inserted there that is obviously very interesting, and I'm not saying it doesn't have potential. Yeah. Anyways.